Did you have any nicknames in childhood that you didn't like? How did you feel about it? If so, it must not have been a pleasant experience. You've probably witnessed how a word could provoke a quarrel or even a fight. And although you may have thought that with time such children's jokes about appearance and names would become a thing of the past, it's not the case. In the adult world, insults are scaled up. Adults divide more into us and them, inciting violence against others, entire nations, ethnic groups, groups of people by skin color, religion, sex, or abusive comments regarding weight and appearance. These insults are amplified to such an extent that there are now laws throughout the world that govern what is called hate speech.
The boundary between hate speech and freedom of speech is not always simple to identify. According to a 2018 report by the OSCE, international law protects the right to freedom of expression. Everyone shall have the right to freedom of expression. This right shall include freedom to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas of all kinds, regardless of frontiers, either orally, in writing, or in print, in the form of art or through any other media of his choice. In other words, we have the right to disagree with others, and this right is crucial to any democracy. So, where is the red line?
Let's take a look. If a person says he or she hates the national dish of a neighboring country, it's not hate speech, it's just a person's opinion. However, if a person says he or she dislikes the national dish and uses offensive stereotypes about these people suggesting to cause them harm, then it is hate speech indeed. Do you see the difference? How can we define hate speech? The European Court of Human Rights refers to hate speech as all forms of expression, verbal or written, which spread, incite, promote, or justify hatred based on intolerance, also on grounds of religion. Today, if someone is indignant, dissatisfied, or angry, where are they likely to go? Online. Even if you're not looking for a quarrel, striking news or a headline might irritate you in a second. On an almost completely unregulated, depersonalized network, people have trouble controlling their aggression and do not hesitate to use negative, sharp language. As social media often becomes the subject of heated debate when it comes to facilitating terrorism, using social platforms to call for hatred, or spreading videos of massacres. Social media giants are beginning to establish content regulation rules. Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube have their own hate speech policies and are supposed to remove comments that violate these rules.
Ethical Journalism Network has developed 5 criteria to assess media content in order to overcome spreading of hate speech by journalists. The position or status of the speaker. When people who are not public figures engage in hate speech, it might be wise to ignore them entirely. The reach of the speech. A private conversation might not do as much harm as hate speech disseminated through mainstream media or the internet. The objectives of the speech. Who can become victims of such speech? Is the speech deliberately intended to attack or diminish a certain group of people? The content and form of the speech. Journalists should ask themselves, is the speech or expression dangerous? The economic, social, and political climate. When times are hard, journalists should avoid increasing the tension. They can reflect on the content of the story, but without directly quoting hateful speech.
Frequent stereotyping can lead to discrimination or even violence. We should learn to recognize harmful stereotypes and offensive words and make efforts to counteract them. If you see others spreading unacceptable content, do not pass it by. Be sure to report it on the spot.